thunderstorms have dumped more than a year and a half worth of rain on Dubai in the span of hours as it flooded out portions of major highways and its international airport. Heavy rain has been battering, let me tell you, other Gulf states too, like Bahrain, Qatar, and Saudi Arabia. Whereas in Oman, the death toll from heavy flooding has risen to 19, while many others are still missing. Now, today, we are lucky we have with us Mr. Sumit Sharma, who is a Middle East expert. Thank you so much, Sumit. And we will talk to him to know what exactly is the situation over there at present. Now, Sumit, the pictures we had on social media and especially what we had on Twitter, it's frightening, especially the airport scene where we can see the tarmac, it's all flooded, and
Yeah.
the aircraft, it's like, it seems like it's not an aircraft, it's a ship and it's cruising through water. Uh,
Yeah.
Pretty scary pictures, Sumit. What exactly
Uh,
can you tell us because you're right now in Dubai?
yes, I'm currently based at Dubai, and let me tell you that the airport scenario is true. There are before that we need to understand this is also same like for the Indian audience. It is in is similar like Mumbai. This is also a maximum city. Okay, so we've got to be fair that it is completely concrete, and this is like an absolute maximum city that we have here. So yes, the airport is flooded. You have about 8,000 aircrafts which landed in a day. So there are a lot of flights which are cancelled. There are a lot of flights which have been rescheduled. Incoming flights are completely haywire. But let me tell you one thing that it is not stopped functioning. There are flights which have landed today, albeit a little delay. But it's not as bad as it looks. But yes, the flooding situation at the airport, those are live images which you have seen, but it's all pretty much going to be sumped out and be relocated. The water is going to be
Yeah.
relocated.
So Sumit, the airport halted arrivals and cancelled outbound flights on Tuesday night. The passengers had to struggle to reach terminals due to the flooded water covering surrounding roads. Because you also told me that you had a friend who had to wait in the aircraft even after landing. I'm just curious to know how the landing happened because I think some flights were also diverted. And because
Yes.
the aircraft is in a flooded situation, so it might have been a risky scenario. We don't have an
So,
aviation
so let
expert
me
with
let me
us.
tell you, Dubai airport is like a very long and very huge airport. Okay, so
Hmm.
there's one portion which has got a little bit of flooding. So you need to have that aero bridge available for the passenger to exit.
Hmm.
So now for the passenger to exit and the availability of an aero bridge with the amount of flights which land, that kind of makes it a challenge. And as I said, this is an airport which handles about 200,000 passengers a day on an average and about 8,000 flights. So for a even if it is kind of off by an hour, you can imagine the pressure that it's going to accumulate behind. So that's what has happened. So this has been for a good 4 or 5 hours that the flights have cancelled due to weather,
Okay.
and then a
Okay.
couple of hours for the flooding. So now
Okay.
that backlog is something which will definitely hit.
Okay. Also on social media, and I guess you should deny that it's sort of like fact finding. People are saying it happened because of the cloud seeding technology. So all those are myths. That's a myth.
Nay, look,
Does it happen in
one
Dubai in Middle East?
cloud seeding.
Because
Okay, fact. Cloud seeding does happen. The government is
Hmm,
open about it. They admit it. They do cloud seeding for a specific
hmm,
reason.
hmm,
But let me tell you one thing, Shivam, that cloud seeding will not have such dense black clouds with wind speeds of 45 kilometers per hour and all that. That's natural.
hmm,
So what happened yesterday was an absolute natural phenomena. Let's face
hmm,
it. I mean,
hmm.
if you
So,
can
so
go
there is
online.
no conspiracy theory
No,
behind
no, 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 no,
what's
no.
happening in Dubai and in the Middle East,
No,
because
yeah,
I know the heat is the scorching heat is there, the sun is scorching, but the people of Middle East, they have money, they can do many things. The power of money is there. So you can make artificial rain and you can flood, and that might be a reason of this catastrophe because people are saying this. So behind this one, do you have any doubt or you're denying it? There's no cloud seeding.
No, it is to the best of my knowledge scientifically impossible to achieve. You can achieve a little bit of rainfall, but to
Hmm.
have a thunderstorm with wind speeds of 45 kilometers per hour and black dense cloud and delivering rainfall,
Hmm.
if it was that possible,
Hmm.
let me ask you a simple question, mere bhai, that why is it that we couldn't solve a Chennai or a Vidarbha drought problem by doing that?
Hmm. Yeah.
$1 billion is it a big amount for India
Yeah.
today?
Not now. Not now.
Exactly. So, I mean, we could at least solve Vidarbha issue at least, or Chennai issue at least. So,
but
Bangalore for that
those,
matter.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Today,
yeah.
yeah. The most
But
recent one.
for a
Hmm.
layman to understand, when we imagine Dubai, we imagine that it's a place. If you've been there, or if you go there, it should be like you can't leave the AC. You walk in from an air conditioned car, you step out and you go into an air conditioned mall, and there's a rare rainfall scenario there. If you can explain a bit about the temperature there, normal days apart from
See,
this rainfall,
yeah.
this happens at rare moments, but normally what kind of temperature and the sun, how hard is it in Dubai?
See, the UV index over here is something like 97, 99% kind of thing. Like it's harsh. So like sunscreen and things like that is essential. So like, they say that it's very sharp sunlight, so it kind of pierces through. That's one in the summer. Number two, summer temperatures here can be anywhere between 30-degree minimum to about 48, 49 degree, even touches 50, 52 during the day. But then you don't really feel it because everything, as you said, is air conditioned around here. Unless, of course, I'm walking out on the street,
It's a
then it would.
necessity.
Yeah, it's an air
Air
condition.
conditioning.
We
Okay,
also have a place over here called Ski Dubai, which has got snowfall happening throughout the year, 365 days. It's made of ice, so the complete thing is ice. So you have that also here.
you guys have got money there, and that's why the conspiracy theory of cloud seeding and this being a conspiracy, because people are saying this might have happened because cloud seeding is happening out there.
No, I've,
So
I've I've heard worse on social media. Believe me, I've also heard that Iran has done this to put pressure on Israel war and all of that
yeah,
nonsense.
yeah,
Which
you can connect the dots, but you don't know. You never know. You never
Yeah,
know.
no, no, no,
But
but then
exactly.
it's theoretically, practically, it is impossible to have a cloud seeding done of that scale. I mean, then
Okay,
that
okay.
that basically is basically another WMD in the hands of anyone, if it was practical.
Yeah, yeah, definitely,
We're
definitely.
going to a
Mass
different level
destruction.
then.
Yeah, if this is happening, it's quite scary, but it shouldn't be
Yeah,
because it's not logically possible. But when exactly was the moment when it all started? Because
6 p.m. yesterday.
usually, just a little bit, I would like to say, usually what I have learned that when rainfall happens in Dubai, it happens in such a manner that it floods many a times, but it really rains there. So does it rain usually? Sometimes have you? How many rainfalls have you been there? You have seen there? Is rainfall a common phenomenon
See,
out there, or it's rare? It happens in after.
once every 3 4 years, you have a phenomena like this, where it is very heavy rainfall. Okay, and it's like the wind speeds are very high, but then rainfall does happen. Flooding is a normal thing because it's like, you have the drainage and other things in modern Dubai. Everything is perfect. Let me be very honest, but it's the old Dubai part of it where you have that drainage sewer system which is missing, and then these guys, take these is huge infrastructure where trucks come, pump out the water and take it to another isolated place, and they utilize that fresh water because that is basically fresh water. So they treat and they utilize that fresh water, so that infrastructure is in place, and even now as we speak, a lot of those streets and a lot of those things are being done. So the government from over here actually had given its due warning, Shivam, to be fair. They told us day
Okay.
before yesterday on the 15th that this is what is expected, so please stay indoor. Now what happened is that we guys went to work and then had to rush back, and that's how all the chaos had happened. So
Okay.
had we paid heed to the attention and the warning, I don't think the situation would have been that bad with
So
automobiles.
Sumit, you are saying that the government had already warned about this scenario that's going to happen, that might have happened, the rainfall and the floods. The government already warned you.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, they did. In fact,
Okay,
in
but
fact, they were expecting it to hit. Then they were saying that they have already on the 15th, in fact, announced government and private schools and public school holiday,
yeah, 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 yeah.
and also
All
to
the
government
schools, I guess,
employees.
although the schools across UAE were largely shut down ahead of the storm,
Yes,
and
yes,
many people stayed at home, still hundreds of vehicles were stalled in deep waters. So
yes.
people took it lightly, or they
People took
did
it.
not understand the magnanimity of the damage it could have done.
Yes, absolutely. And that's what happened. So they're like, okay, let it come and we'll see. Because usually what happens is they anticipate a storm, and then it's like, the Indian guys and the other subcontinental people say that, yeah, I've seen higher rainfall than this in my country or in my hometown. So we guys actually take the rain a little lightly. So it's
Okay,
it's it's partly, both ways, natural
so
calamity as well as negligence.
negligence, you can see misjudgment by people, that led to such kind of scenarios. But especially if we come back to the airport, is the airport not prepared for such a situation? There the water could have been drained out, but drained out to where? There might have not been a place to drain out the water. So was this the worst kind of flooding the airport authority have imagined in Dubai for you?
Um, Honestly, I haven't
Or it
spoken.
happened earlier also?
We've had a little bit of runway flooding happen earlier. I'm talking a lot about 8-10 years ago is something where I'd witnessed that. But to this extent, or to this extent, extent, this is like a record rainfall that they've received. So I've not seen this, at least in the past 15 years, where I've been very regular in the Middle East. I've not seen this happen.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, this is
So,
something that the
so
government also has got. I mean. Um by surprise, by absolute surprise. It's a 75 years you've not received rainfall of this magnitude, so it is
so this
bound to shock them.
so this is a record, like not in a positive manner, but still a record that the rainfall which happened, it never happened since a long time, and that's why the disaster.
Would I say disaster? Actually, no, because
Not
for me,
exactly, but
I never really say I've never seen some disaster strike Dubai in terms of financially as well as in terms of the weather. Let me be honest that the resilience of this place is phenomenal. Even today, when you see, my street down, I can show you the pictures. In fact, the street is blocked. The street is being cleaned up. And if someone goes on my Twitter today, I have like yesterday versus today. There's a stark difference, and you'll be like, "Is this the same street where there was a storm last night?" Because
okay.
today everything looks normal. So the repair work happens so quickly that they just require a day. And believe me, tomorrow Dubai is back to normal.
So they have all the infrastructure. What you mean to say? They have all the
Absolutely.
infrastructure and the resources and the team, the people to do that.
See, Shivam, I believe that anything requires intent and capability. They have both. In order to do
Okay.
anything, you require intent and capability. Dubai has both. They have the best intent in mind and they have the best capability in place.
But for any other person who has been to Dubai, if were there tourists stuck in Dubai because it's a tourist destination, the economy might have been hit because of that heavy rainfall. But how much of a damage has it done to the tourism sector for a while, and to the tourists who were stuck there, and to the economy and the all the work that was going on? A sudden stop to all that work might have happened, Sumit.
Yes, yes. See, normal work has taken a hit. I mean, my workplace has given a work from home for the past 2 days. So yesterday and today was work from home for us, and everyone knows that work from home productivity when you immediately switch takes a hit. COVID times were different, especially when we got into the flow. But now when it suddenly comes in, it's just a skeletal work which is happening. So yes, productivity does take a hit, undoubtedly. Tourists, yes, they were stranded. A couple of tourists were stranded. Taxi services were hit. Online food delivery and grocery deliveries definitely hit very badly because being responsible towards their staff, the online service companies wanted to secure their drivers who are on motorcycles. So that also was definitely hit. Retail sectors hit. Absolutely, yes, you're right. Hospitality, retail, definitely taken a hit.
Okay, all right. So the other thing is, you mentioned about COVID, and I
Yeah.
would also say because of COVID, the work from home scenario, it has helped people, because you
Yes.
had a yeah, uh, people are habitual to work from home, and
Yes.
so things don't stop. So things don't get hit pretty hard as it used to be. Imagine
Yes.
it was
Absolutely.
not the post COVID era. People would
Yeah.
have not been much familiar with work from home and not that prepared.
Yes, sure. Technology also, we guys have adapted, right? I mean, human beings, the beauty of us is that we are so agile and so adaptable mentally that we've also adapted technologically. So even like things like call centers and things like that shifted and started working from home. So it wasn't a very bad, a very serious issue this time as well.
Okay, okay. So post COVID, how much Dubai has changed or adapted to work from office and work from home scenario? Like how what kind of difference is there right now? Like are they
To
open to
my,
work
to
from
my,
home?
to my, to the best of my knowledge, everyone usually is work from office, regular work.
Okay,
Very
mostly.
few companies have stuck to what they call the hybrid model, where they give like flexible hours and like like 2-3 days off, and you can work from home and things like that. But to the best of my knowledge, most of them have switched back to normal. I would say 99%.
That is true.
Mm.
Coming back to the floods, How much has the situation normalized? Are there still places in and around? And if you just Dubai is, we have done spoke a lot about Dubai, but what about other Middle Eastern countries, other places?
See, I wouldn't be too worried about. The place is very resilient. I'm not saying it because I'm a resident of Dubai. I actually believe in this. The Dubai will bounce back in a jiffy. So Dubai is the least of my worries. I would be a little worried about places like Sharjah, Northern Emirates in the UAE. And for me, it would be, but Dubai and Abu Dhabi for me is like absolutely bounce back situation. But for me, yeah, Oman, due to the topography mostly. See, Oman, if you understand the topography, it's got something called as wadis, which is like the hillocks area, like Chambal area or something like that. So within those few hillocks, you have a lot of water logging happening. So that topography is something which causes a lot of worry when that is flooded, and there's a stream which is created. So water finds its way. So you have what you call a temporary stream sort of a thing which is created, and that causes a problem there. That's what is basically life threatening.
So you are more worried about other places rather than Dubai and places which are like wadis and hillocks they have. So
Yeah,
there's waterlogging that's still happening there.
yeah,
Situation is still not normal out there. Well,
yes.
we hope things get better, Sumit. And I think Dubai, as you said, it's advanced and things are pretty fast there. They have the
Yeah,
intent and the resources and the infrastructure uh, to work out anything which they can do. And especially these
yeah.
floods, they have not done that much damage as the social media refers to. But still, the pictures were pretty scary. And I hope things
Pictures
get
were
better,
scary. No doubt,
which
no
is more
doubt.
scary. No, because
Yeah.
when we saw the video of the aircraft moving in the airport, that was like pretty scary because
Yes.
aircraft and some sort of fault, if it happens to the aircraft, it quite have been more frightening. Well, Sumit, I think that's all we could have discussed about Dubai, and we hope that everybody who is in Dubai is safe and is safe from the floods. Thank you so much, Sumit. Thank you so
You're
much for
welcome.
your time,
You're
and
welcome,
we hope
Shivam.
to catch you again some other day.
Sure. Sure.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. So
Thank you so much.
this was Sumit was joining us that time. Sumit was with us, and he spoke about the present situation, what's happening exactly in Dubai right now, and he's also a Middle East expert. So we are trying to give you the exact clear picture about what's being shared in social media and what the reality is. So there is a little bit of difference, but not all the pictures and all the videos are fake. Some of them are a part of reality. This was Shivam Dutt Mehta for Sudarshan World. Thank you so much for watching this video. Stay tuned for more updates for more national and international news. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Hindustan.